Well, hey there, welcome back. And if you are new here, my name is Paola of PaolaPonceNails.com, and I help current and aspiring nail stylists become thriving entrepreneurs by mastering all of their gel nail services using soft gel only. If this sounds like a niche you'd like to consider exploring, then at the end of this video, do consider subscribing. All right, we are having fun today with Korean brand DGel. And again, I'm not going to be using the entire system. This seems to be a soak-off builder gel. And it comes out with via a pump like so. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of extensions because again, I feel like I owe this video to one of my subscribers, and also I want to check it out. I am a little bit curious. I wouldn't say that I'm like ready to change into a new brand or add more brands to what I already use, but I'm definitely willing to try it, and it looks so fun, and I'm so excited for this new model here, the whole pumping. So we'll just give it a go. Now, first things first, as with any manicure, I'm gonna go ahead and prep my nails. Now, I'll have you know that I have not been the nicest to my nails, because even though I like overlays and they're great for your clients so that you protect the integrity of their nail, for me, and I'm sure any content creator can relate, like it takes more time to rebalance that than to just add another, just start from scratch. So I've gotten this training base from Leafgel, and it's actually a very easy soak off. But it also kind of comes up after like 2 weeks. It starts kind of lifting. That it's what it's supposed to do. It's not supposed to be like long term. And so I didn't know this about myself, but I didn't know that I was a picker. So if I see anything lifting, then I'll start like lifting them. I mean, it doesn't cause terrible damage because it does start lifting on its own, but you still shouldn't do it. But it does soak off super easy, like nothing else. So if I was just a little bit patient, more patient, and just waited an extra week, and then just kind of soak this off, maybe I'll show you that in the next video. Okay, so I won't be using training base. I'm gonna switch over actually to my regular just Leafgel clear base. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and use a layer of this on the bottom of this because this needs a base gel. It does come with its own base gel and whatnot, but again, I'm not invested in this brand. I'm just trying it out. So I'm gonna go use what I am invested in, which is obviously my soft potted gel, my Japanese gel, and I'm gonna be using the Extreme Clear Plus by Leafgel. Now, we are also soon to be opening, probably as of this video, so this evening, I believe when this video goes out, we should be opening up our registration for our upcoming Leafgel certification. You can sign up for level 1 or all 3 levels. Those are the 2 options that we have currently. And yeah, you can find that link in the description box below. Our Leafgel certification class is a deep dive into all things Leafgel, how to master your gel manicures, your gel overlays, your gel extensions, and a whole bunch of nail art, as well as a deep product debrief about all of Leafgel's products so that you know how to use them correctly, safely, and make sure that they are long lasting more than anything. In the beginning, we'll also be starting out with a debrief on just gel nails in general so you understand the concept. You don't have to be licensed to take the certification. It is recommended just so you feel like you're with the pack and you're not like falling behind, because you will have a qualification at the end of the certification. Now, usually what we do is a portfolio that you have to turn in, but actually, since we are teaching this class live, we might be actually doing something a little bit different that requires a little bit of participation from some of the students. So again, just recommended that you have some knowledge of gel nails or some experience in them. Now, if you completely want to challenge yourself and you're not qualified as a nail tech yet, like, you know, licensed or anything, or you're in nail school, you're more than welcome to attend still, but just know that, you know, you will be challenged, and I believe in you. So if you believe in yourself, I believe you got this. Okay. So yes, I'll drop the link for that in the description box. Also, let's begin. So I've told you I wasn't super nice with my nails, but they look okay. But they definitely need an overlay ASAP or these will break. I've never naturally worn my nails like this. They do need like a treatment on top. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and prep the cuticle area, do a dry manicure, and guess what? I'm actually gonna leave these 2 clear coats of just regular nail polish. I am using the Fiote Piccolo nail hardener. Okay, so let's do this. I'm gonna go ahead and use my implement tools, and those include our cuticle nippers, our pusher. Remember, my favorite brand of nail implements and bits is Stylix Pro. Now, I'll be honest, I don't actually use my nippers too much because I don't really have anything to nip at. And if it's not broken, don't break it, because you will have to fix it, or it will have to fix itself. Trust me, you don't need to do everything that you see out there, okay? Some people need it. I can tell you right now, 90% of people don't. Okay? My name is Paola. No, I'm kidding. I was taking a class, and during the Zoom, I guess, you know, so they know my name, I wrote my name on there. Okay, I'm using my Anemone what is it called? Airflow nail, but it's the dust collector. I'm gonna go ahead and prep this, and I'm not gonna take down this because I'm gonna use this as a protective layer for my nail, just because I need to be nice to my nails, okay? Like, yes, they grow back and all of that, and it's dead cells, and you know, but we need to be nice. Okay, I'm gonna push back my cuticle or my eponychium, and I do always like to scrape also, okay? This is just going to loosen up any dead skin on the nail plate, which is the cuticle. So I'm going to go ahead and do this for all 10 fingers, and I'll bring you back in just a moment to show. Okay, we're back. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Melody Susie Atina literally cordless hand e-file here. And I'm going to be using this slim barrel. You can get this one, it's diamond bit from Daily Charm. Daily Charm now carries this. You can get it also from Nashley Nails. The Stylix carries this one here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put it in there. I'm gonna go ahead and lock my hand piece. We just released an e-file video and showing you the principles and the basics of e-filing. Make sure to check it out if you are new to e-filing, because I do not recommend you touch this without some sort of training. Okay, next step, I'm gonna go ahead and power it on. And it's on, okay? So it just lets me know if it's going forward or reverse. And I'm gonna go ahead and decrease the speed. So I'm gonna go all the way down. And I do want to use primarily the bit so that it like pushes back on the eponychium and ever so gently touches the nail, okay? Most of my pressure again goes on the skin. And then we swing by here, same thing here. Try to do it in one go as much as possible. Okay, and we love this E-bit because it allows you to press onto the skin without having to worry too much about damage. And you want the pressure to be on the skin and just ever so gently on the nail plate. Okay, and then just bring it down. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do this on my other hand, and I'll bring you back so we can move on to our buffing. And I've already gone and went ahead and removed the dry skin off of the cuticle area with my diamond bit. I'm gonna go now and buff the surface of the nail. For that, I'm gonna do my 100-180 grid. All right, what I'm looking for now is just hangnails. Again, I don't trim my eponychium, and actually I don't coach my students to do so unless they absolutely need to. Maybe it's too thick, maybe it's broken. If it's broken, you do need to cut it so that it grows back evenly, and you need to cut it in one piece. We teach that all in our e-filing course. Since I mentioned it, I'm gonna go ahead and drop a link underneath just in case you want to check it out. So now I'm going to just take my lint-free towelette, and I'm going to take my alcohol solution. Again, we work with 90% alcohol and Japanese gel for maximum adhesion. And I'm going to take my little towelette, and then I'm just going to push back the eponychium area one more time. Very, very clean, because we don't want anything that would want to come back or attract our gel. And now we're ready for our base coat application and our extensions using DGel. But before we do that, I'm actually going to get a little wild in this episode, and I'm going to try doing poppets, or you may know them as dual forms. And poppets, you usually work with dual forms when you're using this polygel, right? But I don't really use polygel. So I'm going to do something else. I'm going to go ahead and use the DGel, right? So I got this kit from Melody Susie a little while ago because I do need like a little polygel source, because I do have a polygel hack video that teaches you how to use polygel to create a free edge. If you want to check that out, that's in our archive. These are the poppets. So if you're like, what's a poppet? A poppet is basically you put it on the nail and then you kind of pop it off after you've applied your gel. So I'm super excited to use these today because I don't really use them, but they look so fun. And I've never tried it. I don't know if you can try it with Japanese gel. Maybe we'll use our leaf gel just to kind of stay on brand today and see if it works out with that, because it does need to be a solid gel. That's why polygel does wonders. Okay, so you go ahead and you size this from cuticle, or not, sidewall to sidewall. So this is a little short. I like these guys. They feel so flexible. They look like great quality. Okay, so I think that's it. That's as big as our thumb is gonna get. And maybe we won't even put it all the way back just so we can blend it to the nail a little bit. And it fits a little bit better if I do that. Okay, from sidewall to sidewall. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just size the rest. Okay, and technically I only need one of each because they're reusable. So yeah, but I just went with the two. Tradition here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use Extreme Clear. Have a designated brush for this. I'm gonna go ahead and use that. I'm warming up my brush. All right, and this is now cured. So now it's time for the fun stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and use this one, the DGel. And the thickest viscosity is what I'm using. And I'm also going to be using this brush by DGel. I figured might as well go ahead and use what they offer as far as brushes. Number 6 round is what I'm using here. It's a big brush, guys, by the way. Look at this. It's like huge compared to traditional Japanese gel brushes. Okay, here it is. That's what it looks like. Gonna go ahead and squeeze some of this product out. And hopefully I can get enough on the dual form. I'm gonna have my curing unit nearby so that I can just cure easily. I've never done this with the dual forms. So let's just see how it works out. So I don't want to be super thick at the cuticle area. And so I'm going to go line that up a little bit. And then just make sure it's even from here on out. Okay, now I am going to turn it this way. And I'm gonna just apply it on the cuticle area because I don't have product there. I'm gonna press ever so gently and then wait for it here. Squeeze on the side so that it overflows. Holding it tight. I'm gonna tip it downward because there is movement to this gel, not so much, but there is. And then I'm just going to adjust there wherever I need to. Okay, now once it looks like I've got gel everywhere I want to, make sure this cures straight. Pressing down. I'm gonna go ahead and flash cure. Once I feel it getting hot, then I will release, or just a little bit warm, and see where it's at. You can see there's like a bubble there, so I'm just gonna squeeze that bubble out, and I'm gonna go into the full curing unit. Okay, this is what it looks like thus far. I'm not gonna get ahead of myself. I'm not gonna pop it off quite yet. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest on this hand, and then I'll come back and pop them off. Okay, kind of excited. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply them now. So got this one, and I'm gonna push it towards the cuticle because I don't have gel all the way up there. Press it, hold it, make sure the gel touches all the nail. So make sure it's straight. So, and go ahead and cure. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and give these a full cure, and then we can start doing the pop-it process. So here we are. What have we done? These feel so cool in the sense of like, look at those 90 nails, you know how they curve down a little bit? I like them. Okay, but I've learned that I can't function in long nails anymore, so it's time to pop these off. And perhaps you're like, well, what's the point of doing an extension like this, right? Hold on, we'll talk in a moment. Time to pop them off. Okay, you just fold them and then you just kind of rock them side to side. And then you just lift. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Fold them, rock them, fold and rock. And you wanna make sure that these are fully cured, so you really wanna do 60 seconds on these. So I'm just as excited as, oh my gosh, guys. I'm so excited. Okay, just be gentle. Keep rocking it side to side until it starts coming up on its own. Look at this apex. Oh, look at that. Now, if you don't have dual forms, you can probably use full coverage tips. As long as they're flexible, they should be able to do this. Because shiny doesn't attach to plastic, so that's why you're able to just pop them up. Oh my gosh, look at that, guys. Look at those apexes, how smooth. And if you're like, well, why would you do this as opposed to all of the other traditional stuff? And that's because the point is that you won't have to do a lot of finish filing on the top of your nails, and they would be perfectly structured if you do. I mean, look at those apexes. There's no break in the line, meaning everything is smooth here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and shape these into an almond, I think is what I'm gonna do. And I wasn't like perfect in my application. As you can see, you wanna make sure that you are as perfect as possible, but no worries, because I'm gonna go almond anyways. And to do that, I'm gonna take my nippers and I'm just gonna get rid of the excess so that I don't spend time filing unnecessarily. I'll be really honest, I'm not gonna go really long with these because I can't function anymore with long nails. I'm just gonna go here, fine, here. And so again, the idea behind doing dual forms or poppets with your products is that your finished filing on top is almost non-existent because everything is so nice and smooth. So this is something definitely to play with your nails with. I wouldn't offer this to clients yet unless you have a tried and true application method, because as you can see, like I said, I wasn't perfect with mine. So you do want to practice this a little bit before you consider making these your type of extensions for salon wear. And it's pretty strong. I mean, you hear the crunch, so to speak, and it's soak off. Just my favorite products to work with. Gels that are hard but soak off. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and file these. Bring back my dust collector. I'm gonna file them using a 180 grit and just really break them into shape a little bit before we file them. I'm also going to be going underneath here with my Efile because there is a little bit of overflow. I mean, it's not so much, but I think it will help. We'll see. Okay, let's get started. All right, guys, so some first impression comments. First of all, we're almost done. Literally just need to maybe buff this area. It's super smooth there, and they're thin. They feel strong. Obviously, we have to put them to the test by wearing them for a couple weeks, but I will keep you updated, and I'll try to be nice and not film without you so that I can bring you over to maybe for like a rebalancing. But we're gonna go ahead and try it with the Leafgel also, and then I'll share my experience with the DGel versus the Leafgel sculpting gel. As far as texture, it does feel a lot like the soft builder gels, so I don't expect much difference. And again, I did have to go underneath here and kind of thin this out a little bit, but they feel strong. Having done it with the poppets, the dual forms, they are super skinny, so if you're into that, do consider this process because my nails look super narrow with it. Okay, so I'll bring you back, give you my final thoughts about it, and then let's see what I bling these out with. Okay. Alright, so here we are. Everything looks super cool. There's no tacky layer. I can jump right into filing these. I am missing like an edge or two. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that little edge that I'm missing there. But other than that, I can just literally jump right into my filing. This is good. It's very important that they fit really good from sidewall to sidewall, and that you don't shortchange them, because then you will have to add like a little side there like I did. It's like a boo-boo. Well, hello, welcome back, friends. This is what we've come up with thus far. Not initially what I thought I would be doing, but I gave it a go and I was like, we're doing this. Here's the final set of the other nails. Okay, so I'm not sure if you can tell, but so I've kind of worn out the product a little bit here at the cuticle area. So I will be using a thin base to seal this, but also you're gonna see I'm gonna kind of restructure my cuticle area with it. But other than that, I'm happy with these as far as using the poppets or whatnot. You do have to use a lot of product to ensure that you capture these areas here and you give yourself a nice free edge also. I did get a little bubble there, I don't know if you can see, but I'll be able to cover it with the decal or just a little bit more gel. But otherwise, I'm super happy with the results. Now, I am a perfectionist, so I cannot tell you that these are necessarily any faster than my freeform extensions. Maybe like 15 minutes, but I'm a perfectionist. Like, I won't get up until I absolutely am happy and content with the final product, and I think I definitely am with these. So I'm going to let you know what I'm using here. Just clear gels, and I'm using the Efile brand of stickers. If you are not familiar with Efile is from Japan, and she curates a new design, I think like monthly, and they're just beautiful. They're super thin, they're super sticky. Like, once they touch the nail, it's almost, you're not going to be able to get them off of the nail. You're going to have to just get a new piece of sticker. See how I seal it? And then I'm actually using just a tiny amount of the Cocoa Whiz Aurora pen. Tiny amount. You'll see how I spread that. Also, you'll see how I seal it, so I make sure that my sticker doesn't come through the clear coats and starts lifting, and also that it's nice and encapsulated at the sides. And I say encapsulated, but we're not encapsulating very thick like a hard gel. You'll see. All right, are you ready to dive into this? I'm so excited. Cannot wait for you to see. Alright, so let's just recap. What did I think about using DGel versus Leafgel sculpting gel, or how did I like the whole experience of dual forms? I liked it. I thought it was super neat. I do think it can be faster because it was my first time. I did take a little bit a longer time because I'm trying to perfect it and I'm trying to make sure it covered the areas that I missed and whatnot. But my recommendation to you, my tip after this, is to make sure that you have enough product on the center of your dual form, and especially that your dual forms fit from sidewall to sidewall, and just don't press them all the way up to the cuticle area. That way you don't have to do some crazy heavy filing there to blend both the natural nail into that new extension. Other than that, I think this is a viable idea. Give it a go. Try it on a few clients if they'll let you, on some friends and family, and I think you'll like it. And remember, the poppets, they are reusable, so you can go ahead and do that. Well, here's the final look, guys. Enjoy it. And because you've been so wonderful staying this long, I usually don't like to make videos this long, I'm actually going to give out my DGel and the brush away. To enter this giveaway, please check out the description box below, and I'll see you next time. Don't forget to sign up to our Leafgel certification in case you are interested. It's going to start in 2 weeks. I'll see you next week with another video. Bye-bye.